Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. God damn, I haven't said that in a while. Anyways, hello everyone, I am back. I'll say I'm not fully back because I will explain in the next couple of minutes. So today, I just want to get this bit out of the way. I'm at Daytona Sandown Park. I really missed this place, I actually do. It's not one of my favourite tracks, but it's fairly decent, it's not too bad. And I miss karting. I haven't been karting for the past couple of months now, maybe 3 months now. This is a part I want to get this out of the way. But for those who have been following my channel, probably thinking, when is he going to upload another video? What happened to him? Is he giving up? Blah, blah, blah. No, I haven't given up. Karting is a very expensive sport. At the moment, the cost of living with the fuel prices and the food prices and all this kind of stuff, I'm sure a lot of you are following the news lately. Unfortunately, I'm one of them people that is struggling when it comes to money. I'm doing okay, I'm living absolutely fine. I've got food on my plate, I've got shelter and all this kind of stuff, but unfortunately, because of the cost of living, it's stopping me from doing what I love, which is karting, which is at Sandown Park, for example. I do apologise to everyone that are following my channel, wondering what's going on with my channel and why am I not uploading. Well, it's because I cannot afford it, really. But today is a different day. This time I have put some money to the side, I have saved up, and I was looking at my financials, and that this time I was like, you know what, I really miss this. It's been a few months now. I miss making videos and I miss racing. So today I'm at Sandown Park and I will be doing a D40 Sodi race. I am with Sean Pope. He will be turning up later today. Thank you very much to Sean for getting me out. He was speaking to me in that last night and he was just begging for me to go back out here, get some videos recorded and start racing again. So I'm going to tell you a little bit more of about the event today. It's a 40-minute race in a Sodi kart. First of all, it is a practice quali at first. I think it's roughly about for 10 minutes. And the race will be about 40 minutes. So the mistake that I did last time is that I almost got a penalty when I was approaching the grid. So I was started in P3. Sean was in front, he was in P1. Turns out apparently I was speeding and I got a warning for it. And it was really, really difficult to try and do a 40-minute race without making any mistake. This time I'm going to do it differently. I'm going to make sure I can play it safe, but I'm going to play aggressive as well. The thing is, I'm not a big fan of the Sodis, as most of you know. I don't like the understeer on them, and also it's not as fast as I like it. I know some of the seats in that are not 100% great. They sometimes move back and there has been all sorts of problems. I have been quite unlucky with these karts as well, is that some karts are a lot better than others, so it's always random. You never know which one is the best kart. I have noticed when I did that race last time, it was a few months back, a couple of karts were a lot quicker than me on the straights, and I had one of them slow karts, but I was quite quick around corners and that as well, so it was really, really difficult to try and keep up with the pack. But anyways, hopefully I get a good kart. Hopefully I can finish on the podium today. I want to try and push it as much as I can. When I did check on the website, I think there was only 14 spaces left. I do expect them to be filled up a little bit later. So I'm not sure that it's going to be a full grid today. Hopefully there'll be enough drivers to turn up and it's going to be a really good race.
Okay, so straight into qualifying, just coming out of the pits. Standard stuff, warm up your tyres, make sure you get the feel of the kart, make sure that you're okay. And let's go straight for a lap. So let's push it, we're coming up to turn 1. And I don't know whether you noticed that you see like these black markings on the floor, as it was a very hot day. I think it was just over 30 degrees. And with these black markings and that on the floor, it's the most stickiest part out of the whole track, and you really start to feel the tyres sticking to them, and that's what you kind of want to aim for. But if you are driving off that black marker on the floor, you will actually start to feel your tyres a little bit more slippery, doesn't get that much traction, so you're going to have to bear that in mind. Just making sure that I'm using the whole width of the track. I'm using these curbs here. Try not to get as much as understeer as I can. I'm trying to get as much rotation, and I end up finishing in P5 if I remember correctly, but we'll soon find out. So the qualifying only lasted roughly about 10 minutes. That was the end of the session, so I sat up here and just waited until I get put onto the grid. So my good old friend Sean Pope, lucky for him, managed to get P1 during qualifying. Massive respect. And later on, I was told that I was allowed to go. And like I said at the beginning of this video, I got done for speeding last time, so I'm going to take it real slow, take it easy. Just watching the marshals, making sure they don't tell me to slow down and stuff like that. So I'm just, just letting it roll, adding a little bit of a gas every now and then. He's telling me that I am lining up on the right hand side. So when it comes to approaching the grid, you want to go as slow as possible, as they do get a little bit funny about it. So as you can see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm P6. And I'm really glad that I started on the right hand side, as you'll get to see why. So race start, 5 red lights, and let's go. We're racing. Push it as much as possible. I don't want to give too much room on the right. Someone can easily take it on the inside, but my god, I've never seen this before. 4 wide just before turn 1. You could tell he was going really badly. I wanted to keep it on the inside right here. I was just watching this guy on the left. I know he was going to cut me up in sec. I ended up braking a little bit earlier, because we all know we've got cold tyres. He must have freaked out and he lost control, and he managed to push the whole pack behind, which gave me a lot of space, really. So my now focus is just keeping up with the pack in front of me, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. So we're coming up to where the pit entry is, just seeing what's going on ahead. These guys are very, very quick drivers. Last thing we want to do is not make any mistakes at all, and make sure we're sticking with our racing line and try and keep up the pace. Moving on to the next clip here. As you can see just in front, I'm trying to keep up with the pack. These guys are probably doing much better lap times than me, probably either quite possibly a half a second, maybe to a second. I'm not 100% sure. But just watching the top 3 battling for position, and I'm watching this person in front of me as well, and I'm just like, right, what are they doing wrong here? Where are they going to make mistakes? Because there are some of them are making mistakes, especially the top 3. They're constantly battling, which is helping us to move up and try and get closer to the pack, and hopefully we can get in this battle with them. We're coming around on where the pit entry is. You can see in front he's pushing as much as possible. He's a little bit oversteering in a way. You can see he uses a lot of the curb on the right there. It's actually a track limit, believe it or not, but you can see he's just all over the place. Moving up a few laps later, as you can see, I'm a little bit behind. I may have done a mistake, or these guys are just a little bit quicker than me. Zooming in right here, unfortunately Sean got hit on the side there, one there on the blue cart. Unfortunately he lost his battle. Actually, it was due to a back marker. That person was a back marker, and unfortunately these things do happen, and we managed to gain a position here, and now I am fighting with my teammate Sean. Our objective really is just to get through the back markers now. When you do like these, kind of like an endurance race, it's a 40-minute race. Of course you're going to catch up with back markers. I go defensive here. I realise he's on my left. I've definitely gone defensive here. I am not going to let this guy come through, even though he's my teammate, he's my best friend. Yeah, we're definitely fighting position, but I know he's a lot quicker than me. I want to make sure that his head is in race mode. He needs to try and get back to the pack in front. So going up to the main straight here, I'm looking in my right, making sure that I go defensive up into turn 1. I move back over. He left me enough room. We're now going up to turn 2. I thought about going defensive here, but now I want to make sure that I get enough exit speed just by following the racing line here. Going around to turn 3. This bit is quite tricky. Actually, believe it or not, I've done a mistake here. I followed the racing line, which I gave him a lot of room on the inside. and I was really hoping to go for this little switcheroo, but because I've been forced now on the outside, which is a longer turn for me, I've lost position. So as you can see in front, he was pretty happy with that. That was a brilliant move, by the way, Sean, well done. But that was a huge mistake myself. I should have went defensive there and stopped you from coming through. Anyways, I knew straight away there's no way I'm going to catch up with this guy and stay with him. A few laps later, as you can see, he is a lot further ahead. It's all about keeping up with the pace, being consistent. It's a 40-minute race. There's quite a few back markers that I have to get through. There was a massive spin out right here on the final corner. Luckily, I managed to nip it on the inside, and I was planning on slowing down, but no, I wanted to make sure that I keep up with my pace and go from there. But it was safe. It was safe for me to do it. I carried on. Moving on. A little bit further up ahead, there is a yellow flag. I was looking over where the final corner is as well. I can see there's an incident there. I've raised my hand, slow down, make sure that it's safe for me to get round there, and I'm just minding out where things are going. I see a marshal on the left there who was telling me to slow down a little bit more, which I did, and that's it. Check around my surroundings and put my foot back down as it was green flag from beyond the incident point. Anyways, moving up, I'm watching this guy in front. He is a little bit all over the place. I'm not sure whether he was new to karting or not, but he went absolutely wide here, and then the way he just turned into me, I'm not 100% sure exactly what he was doing. I was a bit fed up, and it did quite hurt, especially I was using a rib protector as well, and getting hit on the side with the seat digging into your ribs, getting hit on the side does hurt. Unfortunately, it is one of them situations. I'm sure the marshal has spotted it and probably gave him a warning for contact. Anyways, moving on. I was fighting for position here. Believe it or not, I think I was in P3. I'm going full defensive. I see a driver on my left. He's fighting for position, and there was no way I was going to give up a podium. My mindset was just like, no, I've got to defend as much as I can, and try and defend as much as possible, and let's give it a go. Anyways, we're side by side coming up to turn 1, and I'm going to make sure I force him out on the widest possible, as it's longer to go around these corners, and I managed to defend it quite well, making sure that I'm braking quite late, and because I'm sure he will be braking as late as possible as well, trying to get past me and make the move. So every corner I was thinking, just checking my surroundings and defending, but I want to be predictable as well. So I got defenses on the last final corners. I see him on my right. I did try to force him a little bit off track there, but gave him enough room at the same time, and it did work. So we're going on the main straight here. I know he's a lot quicker on the main straight. I was checking my right, move over defensively, not sudden movements and stuff. He go for the switch where I want to make sure he goes round the longest way of these corners. We had a little bit of a contact there, only because we both simply just braked very late, and we're coming up to this section of the track now, checking my left, making sure that he's not there. I'll go a little bit defensive. I see a back marker. That was my objective, to get past that back marker as soon as possible. Sometimes back markers can help you. If you time it correctly, they especially going for an overtake on a tricky corner, that could really slow down the person behind you who's fighting position. But at this case, it didn't happen. He was still right on my tail. He's bumped to the bumper. Make sure I went fully defensive here. He had a great slipstream here. I want to make sure that, again, force him on the outside as it's longer. And we see a back marker there. I was thinking about this back markers, like how can I defend and overtake at the same time? So I've gone for the old switcheroo, thinking that this would give me a much momentum and get a really good exit, but unfortunately I did lose that battle. And damn, I remember speaking to this driver. I think his name was Sam. I could be wrong. I do believe his name was Sam. we had a lovely chat afterwards. He said how much he really enjoyed battling with me. He's just saying how difficult it was to get past me, and he said I was like a brick wall. And yeah, I may not be fast, but I do think I'm very good at defending. As you can tell, he's very quick on the straights and that, and yeah, phenomenal driver. It was all clean. He absolutely loved it, but unfortunately for myself, I did drop that down to P4. So I was losing this podium, and I was really hoping a little bit further on to the race, hoping that one of them would make a mistake so I can get a free position. So the driver spun out right there. Unfortunately, we had to slow down. Obviously, under yellow flag conditions, you are not allowed to overtake each other at all. And also, in karting, there is no such thing as blue flags as well. So yeah, this back marker, I was mentioning about back markers. Sometimes they help you just to get you back into battles and stuff, but we had a little bit of a contact there, which unfortunately I did lose a bit of a momentum out of that corner, and hopefully I can try and catch up with this guy in front, and hopefully I can try and get a podium by the end of this. That was my objective, keeping your head down and try and pretty much copy what he's doing, because he's clearly having some much faster lines. And but again, at the start of this video, I may have a slow car, or it's just probably to do with my weight. When it comes to straights now, I do notice that I'm quite slow. Moving on, as you can see, this driver in front here with the black and the white helmet, at this point I had no crew chief or anything. No one was telling me who I was up against, who I'm fighting with, and who's fighting with me. I seem to notice that this person in front was fairly quick, but was making quite a few mistakes. But at the same time, I was thinking in my mind when I was racing, I might be fighting for position here, but it turns out this person in front of me is actually a back marker. And he was going fully defensive in that as well against me, thinking that he was going to lose a place. And this is the trouble about not having a crew chief to let you know, to say, by the way, this person is a back marker, and you're not fighting position here, and blah blah blah. So you would have looked at this as a different approach. Anyways, I'm sure this was good fun. There was no way I was getting past this guy. It was like, okay, we're up for a battle here. Let's just follow. Let's see what I can do to get past this guy, because he is quite quick on the straights and that, but he was making lots of mistakes. I was thinking of going in the inside here and brake late, but didn't quite work. He did manage to cut me off. I tried to go for like a little switcheroo here. No, unfortunately that didn't quite work neither. He was constantly checking his left and right, making sure where I am. He's going defensive. So I go back onto the racing line, try and follow, get tight to this curb as much as possible, try and get a really good exit speed. He goes defensive again, and believe it or not, when you go defensive in karting and that, just like this, your lap times are a lot slower. It really does depend on the situation that you are in. How much I'm trying to get a much better exit and try and stay with this guy in front, make sure I was bump to bumper with, but he was, his straights was a lot faster than compared to my car. And in my mind, I had to try and think, how can I get past this person? I have to wait until he makes a huge mistake, and that was it. That was the mistake that he's done. We're side by side, and because I got the inside, I've got the overtake drop down. I was really happy about that. I didn't have to fight with him anymore. And I really enjoyed it, not gonna lie. Anyways, coming around onto the final corner. As you can see, it is now the checkered flag. The race is over. Of course, I don't want to show you guys the 40-minute race, the full 40 minutes, because that can be quite boring. It's incredibly long as well. But anyways, that's the end of the race. I did finish in P4. Like an idiot myself, I didn't get an outro, so this is the outro. Anyways, thank you so much everyone for watching. It's good to be back, and if you like this video, don't forget to give it a like. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. Anyway, see you next time.